welcome to Quirky Queen's Journals. My name's Kirsten. So I know it's been a while, but today I have been making an alternative to foam stamps. So I'm using paper. I'm using a kind of good quality glossy coffee table type book. This is an atlas because it's got quite sturdy papers. And what I've done is I've cut them into 2cm strips. If you've got bigger hands, you might want 3cm. And then when I've been making the stamps, like this one for example, what I've been doing is I tend to use 3 at a time, because then that way they're a bit flimsy if you use less. Here I've got one here, so you can see there it's just a bit flimsy because it's not got much going on. And then what I'm doing is I'm using thin strips of sellotape, because what you want is the sides are where you do all the sealing, but you can't have sellotape interfering with the bottom, because then when you're stamping the sellotape will block it. So the other thing is I mean, I tried to cut them as exact as possible, but I mean you can see there they're a bit off. But what you want is if you make these on a flat surface, then you can keep pressing down. So like this one for example, we'll just make one quickly. I'm just going to cut these in the middle. What I'll do is I'll save those ones. I'll take another 3. And then to get it really tight, just use a pen or a skewer to get a good start on it. There we go. Okay. You could probably do this with, in fact you could do this with cards as well. It's just a good way to use up the books, you know. Right, and then I'm just going to now just be mindful, don't let the sellotape come down, and then just press it down, make sure you've got your flat edge, because this is your stamping side. I'm just trying to think, let's use this as a centre, and then we can, right, that's 3. Put the best side downwards. Right. And then just decide all we're doing is putting them together. Then now we'll get a, and obviously we're making a more detailed stamp because we're putting so many of them together. Right, they're all at the same level here. Hold them flat when you're sealing them together like that. There we go. And then I just like to put on another one. There we go. I've just made ourselves a little foam stamp. And it's got quite a lot of detail because of the paper lines. So let's get started and I'll show you the ones that I've made so far. And what will happen is the acrylic paint will actually make these sturdier. I'm just going to stamp it off because it's picking up a lot of paint. Oops, I went over it a wee bit there. Never mind. What I'll do is I'll put another one on that I wasn't intending to. You can tell, see that's quite messy at that side, but that's, you just give them a nudge. Paint's getting drier because I'm losing the detail. Can you see that? Did the wrong side there. We have to face facts, the paint's drying. Just putting a bit of newsprint on. Let that sit for 5 minutes. Might not need 5 minutes. I mean, it's quite, I know the paper's buckled a bit, but it's quite, it's not overly wet. Okay, that was probably only 2 minutes. This is fabulous. These are less detailed, but the paint was drier, so what I'll do is I'll use one of the more basic shapes at the beginning this time. That's all right. Just going to do one line this time. Right, I have more. I have this. So basically that's just folded round a skewer paper, and then I've kind of plaited it basically like a tapestry. There we go. Oh, idiot. I'll be fine. Right. I've got this one I've not showed you. My lovely friend Lydia, who I met through YouTube, has sent me a Christmas card, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And inside she's made a little angel, and you know, these are 3 circles folded over, but just look what you could do with it. It's gorgeous. Thank you, Lydia. I will get you one sent, and it'll be in the new year, just like last year. Okay, let's have a look. What I like is the ends of the paper, the crispiness of them gives a lot of detail. I mean, see that right there? That could be a belly band or a bookmark, or the whole page could be done with it. These are really strong mark making tools, and I can't believe I've never made them before. I knew I had to come up with a good idea though for the video. I've been trying, but I'd left it that long. I'm like, it needs to be good. I have this one, and my thought initially was just give it a tap. Make sure it's pressed down. So these are just a few, and what I've done is just sellotaped right round the outside, but making sure none of the sellotape is going on the bottom. Oh, that's smart, isn't it? I might just overlap slightly, but press less hard. Not all over, just in some areas. What I'm doing now is I'm just pressing the edge down to give the illusion of, so this part is here isn't touching. Well, I'm trying not to, just to give the illusion of more flowers. Yeah. And do you know what? Let's put this one in the middle. That I got. I'd like to put something. Do you know what? We could do this. To make it look a bit flowery. Okay, I have this one and I have this, and these are very similarly made. These are like 6 layers of the atlas paper, and then like 6 smaller, bigger, smaller, just put together, and then, and this is similar but bigger, and I've, instead of cutting it into the, you know, so it's each layer is separate, I've folded it. So let's see what happens with this. I just think there's similarities between them. This one, the layers are definitely coming out better, aren't they? Let's give this a tap. This one feels sturdier, this one's bouncier, do you see that? So because of the bigger size, this probably could have done with being thicker, the layers being thicker. Okay. That's gorgeous. See the way there's a lot of light there, and then it just gets darker and darker. It's really nice. Okay, so I have some paper netting that I've made. I've basically just sewn lines into a bit of paper. Now let this sit for a wee minute. Okay, and then I have this one. This is a laser print. College has laser printers. It's amazing. And the paint didn't remove as well onto the laser print side, but I got a really clean copy with the other side. A really clean impression. And even there where the paint's been on before. Now that is beautiful. I probably left them on about, that was about a minute, that was a bit shorter. That's gorgeous. I'd probably put that onto transparent paper because you could use it over as an overlay. tissue paper. This is just gift paper. Nothing fancy. Just this will buckle obviously with it getting wet, but just tried to smooth it out as best I could there. Give it a couple of minutes. Okay, that's just had a minute. Do you know, I was thinking about it being on a more transparent paper, however, the white opaque paint had a bit of a problem. Kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? You can see it slightly. I have a big one here, but it's not as successful because it's made with, I've kind of folded the paper the way I did with this. So you don't have that crisp edge, basically. And it doesn't go quite as flat. Like, you can't make it as flat. You can't get the same purchase on it to make it flat. But we do get some goodness out of it. Like you see there, these two are just, try and bring them down a wee bit actually. But to be honest with you, I mean, there's a lot to be said for the oh, there, I've really pressed hard on that one. And then let's be a bit this one will be good in the big giant gel plate. Throw this one like a frisbee. Okay, that's just at a minute and it's fine. I think that's very successful actually. I thought it wouldn't be because it wasn't as much, but you just got to press harder. I think I'm going to make up a few sheets of each one. I'll maybe use my little gel plate. Look at the state of it. And then just show you so you can see each design separately on a bigger scale, even though I'm using a smaller gel plate. Okay, these are the ones I consider to be the best. Still got all my stamps there, ready to use again. Oh, I forgot to use this one to do a second one. Never mind. I'm over the moon with them. Just remember, put them on a flat surface, give them a tap. Make sure that one side, I mean that's a wee bit off, but you get a wee bit of leeway on the gel plate anyway. And then obviously, where are you? This is very successful because I think it's quite atmospheric the way it, the differences. It's like a brick wall, but with as if the sun's shining on it. Really like this. This is quite organic, as if like pods of some description. I made a little flower with the big circle one and the little Z one. So I hope to have more videos out. I just left it that long that it then became difficult because I knew I had to make something interesting. I didn't just want to make something a bit blah. So I think we have mastered it with this, to be honest with you, because foam stamps are expensive and this was cheap, and I mean, I would say it was pretty easy as well to do. So I do hope to have more videos coming out in the future. I will tell you about what's been going on at art school too. It was more difficult than I anticipated to be able to just sort of give a rundown of what's going on, because things jump about and you don't really have completed projects as such, like every week or something. So it was actually quite a difficult video to make, and I was worried it'd be a bit boring. And then the longer I left it, the harder it got, because I didn't want to disappoint you. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I really will see you soon. And thank you for hanging about waiting as well. Thank you. Bye.